Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. I'm here with Peter Permell, minority shareholder activist. In January, Peter wrote to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission complaining about the NCB Jamaica bid to take control of Guardian Holdings. Why did you write to them?
First of all, let me thank you, Anthony, for having me on your #1 business program, I understand, on television today. But first of all, I wrote to NCB, well, not NCB actually, I wrote an article in the Express, incidentally, complaining about the offer that they made of $2.30 US. And at the time, I indicated that that offer is certainly not good enough in light of the fact that the other shareholders would have gotten a higher offer, and in terms of the valuation of the company, etc., etc. So I was dissatisfied with the offer that was being made.
What else was wrong with the initial offer?
Well, the initial offer did not reflect the true value of the company, because based on the documentation that was sent out by NCB, the value was placed at a much higher value. I think it was somewhere around maybe $18, $18, and the $2.30 translated to something like about $16.50 something cents.
And it was also a US dollar only offer, was
correct, it? That's correct. It was US dollar only.
All right, so 9-10 months later, what is the status of the NCB offer for Guardian Holdings?
Well, 9 months later, as you know, the SEC has subsequently intervened based on a complaint that I wrote to the SEC. Hearings were held, and where we are now is that there are certain settlements that have been arrived at by mutual agreement between certain parties. In the case of NCB, the offer has been increased from $2.30 to $2.65 US dollars per share.
Is that a better offer?
Absolutely, it's a much better offer.
Is it more in line with the value of Guardian Holdings?
Yes, certainly it's more in line with the value of Guardian Holdings. I mean, one could always ask for a better offer, but certainly having sat through the hearings and having the benefit of seeing the totality of both the oral and written submissions, I'm satisfied that that is the best offer in the circumstances.
But it's still US dollar only, apparently.
Yeah, no, I found out subsequently during the course of the hearings that they had to make a US dollar offer, given the fact that they are an external offerer, and there are certain rules that govern. So they were in fact in order. Making a US dollar offer only was not an infringement of any particular rules or anything.
Okay. There is a point of view that, given what has transpired over these 10, 11 months, that you, having brought this issue, have not got the best deal for minority shareholders. How would you respond to that?
Well, I will respond by saying that anybody who's making that statement obviously is operating from a position of ignorance, because they obviously were not part of the hearings, and they would not have be privy to all the information that I would have been privy to, and therefore you can't really make that statement if you have not seen all both the written and oral evidence that were adduced during the course of
in your view, do you think all of the written evidence to which you just referred will ever be made public?
Well, no, because once a settlement is reached, the rules of the Securities and Exchange Commission, because remember, they are the ones who would have been spearheading this whole process. The settlement requires that there has been a level of confidentiality, and non-disclosure agreements would have to be entered into to protect all the parties, because nobody has conceded anything. But the whole idea is that we have been able to come to an agreement that is satisfactory to the various parties.
So how would Guardian Holdings shareholders know, if the documents are not going to be made public, that this offer, this renewed offer, is in fact in their best interest?
Well, I mean, that is, at the end of the day, when I brought the matter, it was really on behalf of myself, and there were some other minority shareholders who were party to the action, to the complaint, so to speak. At the end of the day, what came to the fore, you would recall that I think the Guardian Holdings said that they had gotten about 70% take-up. People were sending in their shares to the tune of about 70%. So it means that there are a significant number of managers seem to have been happy with the $2.30. So it was really for managers to get involved, because it was a public hearing and people were invited to participate. So if you didn't participate, you can't come now to complain that you're not satisfied with the proceedings per se. you should have participated. And I think this is a lesson for minority shareholders, that going forward, whenever these things arise, they need to come forward in their numbers to be part and parcel of whatever proceedings taking place.
Do you get a sense that they're prepared to go beyond 62%, which was the initial take-up?
To be quite honest, I really can't say. Those guys are really poker-faced. You know, you don't know what they will do or what they wouldn't do. But at least we have set certain parameters that would ensure a minimum take-up and would ensure a minimum price of $265 US.
And you're satisfied that this new offer, in all of its terms, is in the best interest of the Guardian Holding shareholders?
As I said, it's in the best interest of the settlement of the issue that will be before the SEC. Each individual Guardian Holding shareholder will have to make that choice on their own. I am not in a position to tell you what is good for you, because your circumstances will be different. And therefore, I would strongly advise that they consult their broker and a financial advisor to ensure that they make the best possible and informed decision that they could make.
Yeah, so just to make a disclosure that I myself am a shareholder of Guardian Holdings. When we come back, Peter discusses the CLICO issue and the announcement last week or recently that from the central bank that it wants to sell CLICO and British American Trinidad's portfolios of traditional insurance. When we come back.
The financial condition of CIB, CLICO, and British American threaten the interests of depositors, policyholders, and creditors of these institutions. And at this point, one of the views is that it may prove the danger or disruption to the financial system should it not be addressed.